have hired us to learn what other grantees and foundations in their area work. So I would love to spend the next hour hearing from you what your perspectives are about the National Foundation, what your background is, and learning from you how the National Foundation is perceived in your arena and your ideas for how they can move forward.
Okay.
So could you start by maybe giving me a few minutes of background about your work?
Yeah, sure. So I'm a principal in Houston, Texas. I've been in education about 30 years.
Okay.
I think for me, equality is really important. I work with a lot of low-income students. I've seen the different paths that folks can take, sort of not dependent on ability, but dependent on the type of support they get at home, their financial situation, and I really would hope that all kids have the same opportunities to get ahead.
Yeah. And what's your background in terms of work with the National Foundation?
So they have given us a grant now for about 3 years to do an early literacy training program for some of our kindergarten and first graders. We've had sort of a tumultuous relationship with the foundation. To be honest, it hasn't been all that easy. They've been, I think we really appreciate the support. I think at times we've had different expectations for where the program's going and different hopes.
Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so, I think they have a board that's very much focused on results and testing and seeing an impact, after 6 months or a year, and we certainly would love to see that too, but I think we feel like we need to be a little bit more realistic in terms of the time it's going to take to see those gains, and we really don't want the foundation to pull out prematurely because we feel like this program has a lot of promise, but it does need a little bit of time to implement.
How do you approach it differently?
Well, I think for one, I think we need a year or two to try things out, to get the program right, and so I think to expect that we're going to have a knock it out of the park success in the first year probably isn't realistic.
Yeah.
I think certainly I hope that by year 2 or 3 that we really are seeing a big noticeable uptick in literacy rates and scores, but for the first year I'm just not sure that that's going to happen.
And is that how you would measure success, an uptick in literacy rate and scores, or are there other ways that you think you'll know when you're successful?
That's a good question. So I think, rates are important, but I think laying a foundation for further progress and growth and confidence in our kids from an early age and just a passion for reading that I think could play out later, even though you might not see it right in the test scores immediately, is important as well. Getting our teachers to work together in more effective ways with parents is another outcome that I would hope for, and maybe something that's a little less easy to quantify.
Yeah, I imagine you spent a lot of time thinking about how to actually quantify that or how to measure that.
To be honest, we haven't really. I think maybe that's an area where we need to think more about it. I would definitely be curious to think more about that and how to do that. I think it's felt a little bit nebulous and hard for us.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. That is a very difficult thing to measure.
Yeah.
What do you think are the key challenges that your program is facing right now?
Well, I think for one, funding. That's always a big challenge. I think particularly with some of the new legislation coming out too. It's great that No Child Left Behind's been relaxed a little bit, that we have an opportunity to get a waiver out of some of those things and instead do state assessments, but I think we're still feeling the pressure of testing, and I think giving the kids the enrichment that we want hasn't been as easy and different.
And has the foundation helped you overcome those challenges at all, or is this where the tension is playing in a little bit more?
That would be my hope. I think that they're getting up to speed as well. They have a new program officer who's still learning the ropes, and I think we're still building a relationship and some trust there, so I think that's part of it too. Turn this